Morning, everybody. How y'all doing? Hope you're doing well. Thought I'd pop up here, let you see that I'm doing okay. Spent the day in pain, and I figured when I curled up to take my afternoon nap, I usually do that before I head out to work. Just take a little bit of a nap, give my eyes opportunity to rest, so on and so forth. And I usually have to anyway with after I eat. It's like the insulins, they will kind of mess me up, make me very sleepy and so forth. I just find it helps all the way around. So anyway, I was still in a little bit of pain after what happened yesterday, and I'm like, okay, let's kill two birds here and go ahead, take some ibuprofen because it can have a tendency to make me sleepy also. And I'm talking over the counter stuff here, folks, okay? My body is a bit sensitive to pretty much everything now. I'm so much fun to live with. But anyway, I went ahead and took some, and I figured, okay, I'll sleep it off. Well, I woke up a couple hours later. When I woke up, I was just like, oh shoot, it's 6 o'clock, I need to get going, blah, blah, blah. I went to get ready, and I bent over and about nearly fell flat on my face. Lots of fun. So, yeah, I wound up not working again last night. I'm like, this is not a good situation. I did go out and walk a little bit in hopes that exercise and fresh air would maybe help clear up my head. I was really dizzy, and I was wearing my glasses that I usually wear to do my driving, because I could see distance with those. They're basically my bifocals. These ones are more for up close work, like reading and so forth. But anywho, I had put those on, and it was just like, whoa. This is fun. So, yeah, I didn't think it was a good idea for me to be going out driving while under the influence, especially if possibly I wind up in an accident. And then, yeah, that's going to be possibly my fault. So, I'm like, no, just take the night off and sleep it off, so on and so forth. Good thing I did. I woke up, it was about 3 in the morning, and I fell asleep. It was around, I think, 11 or something like that. I was basically waiting to be able to take my nighttime insulin. I try and stay on that schedule, so when I'm out working and when I come home at around 2 in the morning, that's about the time that I take my nighttime insulin. So I eat a little bit of something, so on and so forth. So I like to try and stay on that schedule. And otherwise, if I take it too early, I go back out to work, then my sugar's flying sky high while I'm out there. Yeah, I could take my insulin while I'm out on the road. I do that with my Admelog. I mean, basically the short acting, but with the long acting, it has a tendency to make me sleepy. And then I'm falling asleep while I'm on the road, and that's not a good situation. So I just prefer to stay on schedule as much as possible. So, and it isn't that I'm taking too much. I have played with that number. I know my doctor, that was one of the things that he had talked to me about, my endocrinologist anyway, he talked to me about that, possibly playing with that number. I'm like, nope, that's the magic number. I gotta stick with it. He's like, got it. So it's just the other I have to play with at times. So, and I do. But anywho, so anyway, I was I fell asleep for a little bit waiting to be able to take my nighttime insulin. but I woke up, it was about 3, and when I woke up, I didn't realize it until I got downstairs and had to go into the breezeway to throw something away. And that's when I seen outside fog. Man, it really got foggy last night. I mean, it was, I don't want to say it was soupy. I have seen that before. I have experienced that before, but it was still pretty thick fog. And with how I was feeling and so forth, that would have been a very dangerous combination. So I'm glad I stayed home. So, dreams were premonitions. I would say so. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, if you're just joining, first of all, of course, hi, go and watch yesterday's video, and then you'll understand what I'm talking about with dreams. And what I'm talking about with what happened with here. It's the main reason why I do these videos. It's to document what I'm going through with here. I believe it's long COVID. Yeah, trying to get some help for everything with this. So I think it happened for a reason. It was odd. It was very strange how it was like the muscles, the airways, and I even felt like my rib cage just all went like this all at the same time and was bearing down on my chest. Yeah, it was my chest, but basically bearing down on my lungs, putting pressure on my lungs to the point where I couldn't talk, and it was very, very weird how all of it. I've never had that happen before, where not like that. That was a first. I mean, I've had it, the irritated muscles or whatever, or I've had airways, but not everything at the same time. Just went like this and bearing down. And then at the same time, I felt like it was very, very cold in there. Like I had just drank a Slurpee, and it only magnified about 100 times. So it was like all of it at the same time, and it was just very, very weird, very strange. So I don't know if maybe it was a precursor or my body telling me, hey, look, we've got something happening, with the fog coming in last night. I don't know. Temperatures did drop a little bit, but I mean, it wasn't to the point where it should have had that sort of a reaction. I mean, it was pretty, as far as temperatures dropped last night, but temperatures were still the same as what they have been for the last several weeks, actually, when this happened. So I'm not entirely too sure what happened there. But at least last night I was able to get my heating blanket to stay on instead of shorting out. So that definitely helped, bundle my whole body up and so forth. Still a little sore here in, these areas. But especially when I cough. But yeah, that was just a very weird, very, very weird situation. So we'll see what happens. But with taking the night off, I have been watching a couple of movies the last couple of nights. Found them for free out there on YouTube. With ads, but no big deal. I've seen them before, but it was more of a nostalgia sort of thing or whatever. Both of them based in the Southwest, so it's nice. I watched one movie. What's the name of it? Boys on the Side. I watched that Sunday night, and then last night I watched Young Guns too, and it was actually Young Guns. It was those movies that made me fall in love with the Southwest to begin with, especially New Mexico. But just the different landscapes and so forth. And it was funny. I watched. Well, I had a post come across my Instagram feed yesterday of this national monument in northern New Mexico, and the scenery was looking a little familiar to me. I'm like, nah, it can't be. And so I started doing some, and well, with the images that they were showing, it was just kind of like a little familiar, but I'm like, nah, it can't be. But I started doing some more research on that monument, that national monument that the post was featuring, with different areas of it. And sure enough, I'm like, it's got to be that filming location. So I Googled it. Sure enough, I've never Googled it before, but sure enough, it was the same filming location. There's that chase scene in Young Guns 2 where they're on a edge of a cliff or whatever, and they're looking down, and it looks like spikes, sticking up or whatever, and with those beautiful sandstone striations, those different colors of striations. And sure enough, it's the same place. And so I'm like, I've got to watch the movie now. So I found it for free up there on YouTube, and got to those scenes basically where they come upon that boomtown, where they were basically mining for guano, and then the chase scene afterwards. Well, actually started there in that boomtown, and sure enough, oh my gosh, it's beautiful. I've been through northern New Mexico a couple times, and it's a beautiful area, absolutely gorgeous area, especially right there, like starting Albuquerque going west. It's beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. So, and you could tell you're definitely getting closer to like the Grand Canyon and, of course, Flagstaff and so forth. Well, the elevation is a little, I think it's 5,200 feet up or something like that. So you're going to be getting a lot of those pine trees and so forth. But yeah, it's a gorgeous area. So, but and then of course Boys on the Side, that was filmed in Tucson. That's beautiful as well. Been through there. So, but yeah, I miss the desert. I really do miss it. It's just so beautiful. And I'll admit, seeing it, and then going through what I went through yesterday, I was like, yeah, I'll admit, it's made me a little depressed, you know. That depression can have a tendency to creep in sometimes, which is understandable, especially with everything I'm going through. It made me question, wonder, okay, yeah, I could get back there anytime I wanted, but how do I survive? And that's what I was wondering. And then I saw posts. I've been getting these posts popping up first thing on my feed from National Weather Service out there in Vegas about the weather patterns that they're getting. And there's one that popped up on my feed first thing this morning. I know I got an eyelash or something that popped up my... there we go. But anyway, damn. Hold on. One more time. There we go. There. But anyway, there. A little bit better anyway. yeah, I got a post from NWS Vegas uh, telling me about the weather patterns, or informing everybody about the weather patterns that are happening out there. I guess today, or excuse me, tomorrow, Thursday, is supposed to be nice, but then the weekend is supposed to be, they're supposed to be getting rain, and I'm like, there's nothing like desert storms. Nothing like desert storms. They're just different. Till you've been out there, lived out there for a while, and then experienced storms, you understand. I'm a total desert rat. I know I am. And I'll admit it pains me to wonder if I'm going to be able to get back out there or not. I want it so bad. But right now, I know I'm kind of just barely holding on, financially anyway, with being able to keep up the car payments and eat a little bit and make sure I have food for her. She's on the floor, by the way. Looking up at here. Looking up here like, I want to jump up here. Come on. Jump. Come on. Come on, stinker girl. Come on. Jump. She's like, I'll do it at my own time. Okay. There she comes. I knew she would. I knew she would, and when she was ready. You want to say hi? There's the pretty girl. I know. She's just so pretty. She's not pretty. She's beautiful. She's beautiful. Yeah, my beautiful girl. We all know. You're Miss America. Actually, you're Miss Queen of the Universe. At least my universe, anyway. She's my queen. And she acts like one, too. But she's a nice queen. But she's a total diva. Yeah. She should be a Hollywood star. If it wasn't for the fact that when all the people would come around, she'd be like, oh my god, I gotta run away and hide. You're silly. But, she's more than happy to let Mommy. See, that would have to be the thing. In order for her to be the Hollywood star, she would have to have Mommy filming her all the time, which means Mommy would have to take some filming classes. Yeah. I know. Yeah. Pretty girl. And of course, we'd have to film in a controlled environment where only Mommy would be available, and so on and so forth. But of course, she still has a mind of her own, so yeah, we're kind of back to square one. She'd have to take some acting classes. Mom would have to take filming class. She would need to take acting classes. Good luck with that. Goofy girl. Are you watching Buggies? Yeah. Are you watching Buggies? Totally paying attention to me. Huh? Oh, hi, Mom. Silly. You're so silly. You're so silly. You're so silly. Yeah, you're so silly. You're so silly. Yeah. We know you are. It's so easy to be silly. It's so easy to be silly. Yeah. Am I getting a spot? Am I scratching the spots? Oh, scratch me, Mommy, scratch me. Oh, just scratch me, Mommy. I know. Silly girl. Yeah. My silly girl. Mm-hmm. She's so silly. It's so pretty. Mm-hmm. All right. That's all I can think of for today. I know you all would much rather watch her clean herself, be the diva, this and that. But I have things I need to do too. Yeah. Goofy girl. She's looking at me. Boop. No, Mommy. No booping. No booping? Ah, no. You're getting rough. Okay. Clean your butt. All right. What she needs to do. I know when she's sticking that foot up in the air, I just want to grab it. But she needs to clean her butt. It's either that or I'm going to need to wash her. And she doesn't want that. So, anywho. All right. And another thing I did do yesterday is I did at least go outside and sit out in the sun for about 10 minutes, get those vitamin D's going. That was one of the things, too, that with my medical records that came back with the blood work that they did with the second pulmonologist, is it showed that I had a low vitamin D count. So I'm like, okay, we need to get that rolling into. Oh, that reminds me, I need to go down and get some milk. So, I'm going to have to go and do that. I'll let you go so I can do that. All right. Love you guys. Talk to y'all soon. I'll keep you posted. Oh, that's right. That reminded me, too. Oh, yesterday was the autumnal equinox, and today is first day Libra season. And yesterday would make one month, and I have the phone consultation with Mayo, the initial phone interview. It's on the 22nd at 10 something in the morning. I got it written down. I'll have to look it up. And then the following week, the 27th, I have the initial appointment with the doctor. That's basically a primary care physician. And also, and then the next morning, I have the all the testing starting at 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm playing it by ear if I'm going to be staying the night or if I'm going to drive down for that. Mostly because finances are very tight right now. I'm keeping things rolling with the car just so in that way I have the car to be able to get down there. Basically is what it boils down to, but it's a struggle. As you can see with what happened yesterday, it's been a bit of a struggle, and I'm going to be late on the payment again this week, so we'll see what happens as we get closer. I don't want to make any plans and say, yeah, I'm going to stay the night or what have you, because I'm going to have to be able to feed myself too, and then things wind up falling apart. So, as long as I complete the required rides before my contract expiration time on Wednesdays, because I have to complete 30 rides by Wednesday, 12 o'clock on every Wednesday in order to be able to get that extension for Saturday, which is the final dead drop to be able to make that payment every week. And I've got 7 rides I still gotta get done. But I'm feeling good today, so I'll head back out tonight, and 7 rides is nothing. I mean, I usually do somewhere between 15, at the minimum 15 rides. I'm usually doing somewhere around like 20 rides a night, so that's no big deal. But anywho, that's where I'm at. All right, I'll talk at you later. Love you guys.